The Opinion, and I am Michael J. How you folks doing? How you doing, folks?
Canada, the U.S.,
Okay.
two countries.
I bring up this screen for a reason. I'm going to get back to it. But first and foremost, we're going to go to the main screen because the topic
I'm Michael
of
J.
today's
and this
discussion
is Borderline Politics,
is as follows.
where we cut through the cliche.
Here we have conservative pundits, conservative influencers. So we're breaking down some recent claims from conservative voices about the temporary foreign worker program, youth employment, and Canada's ongoing trade battles with China and the U.S. Now, the temporary workers, foreign workers program is an issue. It's become a major issue. Like you see it all over Twitter and everywhere else, like Pierre Poilievre, Michelle, this girl from Calgary, all conservatives. Even David Eby in British Columbia want to ban the program. Well, and here's the other thing, is they blame it on, it creates an issue whereas youth unemployment is high because of the temporary workers or foreign workers program. Let's be clear right here and now. The temporary foreign workers program is not, I repeat, is not stealing youth jobs. That is a false narrative, and you're being misled. But I got Elevate 8 podcast up here. Doesn't matter who it is. Even the Irrational National, he's, everybody gets caught up in all the noise. Let's just simplify things and make it, let's deal with facts. Let's not conflate opinion with fact. So here is the story of this video. I'm going to put a link of this guy's video so you can check it at any time at your own will, time, discretion. And here's the headline. Canada at risk. Carney defies China as auto sector humiliates Liberals on EV mandate. But he touches upon the temporary workers, foreign workers program first and foremost, as well, canola oil. But I've got this up here, and this is very important for you to understand as well, that Beijing has also slapped Canada with 100% duties on peas, canola oil, and canola meal, along with 25% levies on Canadian pork and seafood. Now, Premier Mo of Saskatchewan has called for Carney to meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping to resolve trade issues. Mo and Alberta Premier Daniel Smith have also urged Ottawa to remove its tariff on Chinese EVs. Now, you got to ask this question, how short-sighted that paragraph really is. So, Mo has called for Carney to meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping to resolve trade issues. Mo and Alberta Premier Daniel Smith have also urged Ottawa to remove its tariffs on Chinese EVs. The only reason why we have tariffs on Chinese EVs is because our auto trade pact and CUSMA with the United States of America. Like, you people aren't getting this. Just removing the Chinese tariffs on EVs, now you're going to jeopardize, and this is where you have to balance many different things, and this is where nobody's getting it. The auto trade pact we have, which, been going on for a long time since NAFTA was created, A lot of jobs there also, so you have to balance the different factors. But how naive is Mo and Danielle Smith, so Saskatchewan and Alberta, actually urging, in all likelihood, they may be demanding, to remove tariffs on Chinese EVs. This is a slippery slope, folks. I don't think you realize what's really going on here. It's dangerous. So what are we going to do about that? Well, pilgrims, first of all, we're just going to go backtrack. We're going to come back to this, but we're going to backtrack. We're going to backtrack? Yeah, we're going to backtrack. We're going to go to the Temporary Foreign Workers Program. There's the reoccurring talking point. And this is a reoccurring talking point. You've got it right here. You've had it over the last few days. Pierre Poilievre, Monsieur Pierre Poilievre, and others claim the Temporary Foreign Workers Program takes away jobs from Canadian youth. This simply is not accurate. Again, this simply is not accurate. Fact of the matter is, multiple reports backed by economists and even government data. Surprisingly enough, in Canada, we still have credible data. Stats Canada is a treasure. Not like what's happening down in the United States. If you know what's really happening in the U.S., you'd be very much in a state of gratitude for what you have in Canada. And you have to worry about that ideology that's creeped into Canada and is festering in Canada and actually increasing to divide and take Canada from within. Trump's invested $500 million in the Midwest, in Alberta, with various other conservative influencers to create that division. So, temporary foreign worker positions are in sectors Canadian youth are unwilling to work in or for. So, why do you just make something into something that's not? It's a non-truth into a truth, and a truth into a non-truth. Temporary foreign worker positions, majority of them, there might be a few exceptions, let's be fair, but the few exceptions are minuscule. The overall benefits to the Canadian economy and the Canadian peoples is very dominant. It's much more than you think, and you do not want to take that away. So Canadians are available for agriculture, remote food processing, seasonal work. Temporary foreign workers fill these gaps where there are chronic shortages, especially outside urban centers. Cancellation or massive restrictions could devastate industries like farming. We rely a lot on farming, putting both food security and rural economies at risk. And there's no guarantee that the youth of Canada are going to step in and fill that gap. Like, let's be realistic. There's a direct quote from the video. Direct quote from the video. Like, this is unbelievable. We have unacceptable high unemployment rates among youth because of the Temporary Foreign Workers Program. That's nonsense. Don't believe it. It's not true. Do your research. Do real research. Don't listen to this guy here. Nice guy. Don't get me wrong. And there's lots of others like that that are misleading you because they have a leaning towards a certain ideology. I have a leaning to a certain ideology as well, and that is take away pain and suffering for the human experience and provide a benevolent, compassionate, abundant, uplifting experience for the human being. That's all. You can make it that simple. You can keep subscribing and create pain and suffering, or you can make it a compassionate, benevolent, and abundant experience. And I'm for the compassionate, benevolent, and abundance way of living. So there's no credible evidence showing a direct causal link between unemployed youth. Unemployment among youth is a product of a slow economy, automation, and changes in the job market, not immigration policies. Now, let's discuss international trade. International trade, you say? Yeah, international trade, we say. Don't conflate, and conflate means create an opinion into a fact when the fact does not exist to support the opinion. I hope that was simple enough for most people. So don't conflate international tariffs, China, the USA, and Canadian policy. Some conservative influencers are muddying the waters. Conservative politicians, and especially led by Pierre Poilievre, he's probably number one at doing it, are muddying the waters by claiming Canada's struggles with the U.S. and EV tariffs are equivalent to or somehow caused by its issues with Chinese tariffs on canola oil. So understand, let's clarify one fact here. China imposed punitive tariffs on Canadian canola after Canada joined the U.S. and placed a 100% tariff on Chinese EVs. Why did we do that? To protect the auto sector that we have that's been created over a few decades between Mexico, USA, and Canada. Number one, why would the United States, which under this tenor of Donald Trump, scrap that relationship of many decades in order to work with the Russians? Like, he doesn't tariff Russians. No tariffs on Russia. None whatsoever. As a matter of fact, you know how much trade Russia and the USA has done? $3.5 billion. Do you know how much trade between Canada, the USA, and Mexico has been on a yearly basis in the past? Trillions of dollars. Integrated supply chains. Integrated trade. Products moving back and forth between the three countries. Like, you got to wake up, folks. Let's get rid of the noise because you're just wasting people's time. It's not solving anything. And if you're just going to change your government, I don't think our present government's the perfect government. I'm going to be straight up with you right now. Our present government's not perfect, but right now it's better than what the alternatives are. And we need to keep this going because we got a tough road for the next 3 to 4 years. We need to get through it. We need to remake how we deal with the people of Canada, the framework of the economic system that we work within, and various other factors to eliminate the affordability factor. And putting somebody else in power, not going to work. Right now, we've got the best of what we need to help make it work, and it's not perfect, trust me. I haven't even gotten to that fact or how to deal with that to create a better environment for all. because we just have to get rid of this noise, this nonsense that's distracting from the real issues we need to focus on to make life better for all Canadians. So there are separate trade disputes. Canada's tariffs on canola are about agricultural access, political retaliation. The U.S. tariffs on EVs relate to national security and global market dominance. And you have to remember, Canada, Mexico, and the United States, our supply chains for automobiles is integrated, has been for a long, long time. So the U.S. Tariffs on EVs, the tariffs that are on China, which Canada has put tariffs on China, isn't because of canola, but because of the broader trade imbalance and policy differences. And the fact of the matter is, the Chinese EVs are a better product than what's made in North America. The cost is substantially less, but China has invested a lot in supporting that program in order to make it that way. You know, like it's just like our dairy situation in Canada. You think it's a bad thing, but no, it's not a bad thing. Because the avian flu, bird flu factor, and how it's affected supply in the States compared to Canada, you know, you're never going to get anything perfect, but you have to remember the health and welfare of Canadians is number one. So trade imbalance, policy differences, and what's missing in these conservative influencers' arguments are the U.S. has tremendous leverage. It's the largest economy in the world. And Canada often follows Washington's lead in trade policy. We've been doing this for a long time. We've actually built up a trade policy that works. It's a symbiotic relationship between Canada, Mexico, and the USA, which sometimes provokes retaliation from China. And it's really that simple. This means the solution isn't to get tougher or stop sending anyone to China. And let me repeat that. The solution is not to get tougher or stop sending anyone to China. It's not going to solve anything, but to maintain consistent, informed diplomacy on all sides. This I know can be frustrating, but is far more strategic and effective than grandstanding. So political talking points versus reality, and a direct quote from this video here that I've got it up here. I'm going to put a link into the show notes. Abolishing the TFW, Temporary Foreign Workers Program, will protect Canadian youth. And anyone opposing this must want to exploit cheap labor. That's not only misleading, that is dangerous. Eliminating the Temporary Foreign Workers Program would hurt businesses that can't find Canadian workers, creating food shortages, and hurting the very people the rhetoric claims to protect. The solution is reform. The solution is reform, not abolition. More oversight, protection against abuse, and incentives for local hiring, not scorched earth attacks on the program. It's all about balance, folks. So, Temporary Foreign Workers Program is essential. It can be improved with better protections, but abolishing it hurts Canada's business and workers. Tariff wars are complicated, and conflating them for political gain only makes solutions harder. Just makes it more frustrating for everybody. Always demand facts over rhetoric. Our policies should be based on evidence, not sound bites. So I'm just interested in real reform, not just headlines. to keep you watching and stay misinformed doesn't help anyone. Helps no one. So another point I want to make here is, what point do I want to make here? Good question. That is a good question. Yikes. Let's go to the CB.
And compare real policy, culture, and power on both sides of the
just gotta
49th
switch what's
parallel.
on screen.
From free speech to healthcare, housing to populism.
Gotta switch up
If it
what's on
matters
screen
politically,
here for
we're
us.
breaking it down. Subscribe for smart cross-border political insight. 2 countries,
Bring it back up.
1 conversation.
Bring it backs up. Backs up? Bring it back up. Just bear with me. I'm just switching the notes. Okay. Okay, let's go on right back to the video on screen. Let's go on screen here, so you can see full screen here. Okay, so this is the video I'm going to supply links for. Came out September 5, which was yesterday. It already has 47,000 views. 47,000 views, you say? Yep, 47,000 views. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, okay, so now here we are. Here we are. Just look at what's written on the screen. This is taken from a Toronto Star. It's an excerpt from a Toronto Star article. So China's tariffs are on Canada and Canadian canola are indeed retaliatory, but they're specifically a response to Canada's imposition of a 100% tariff on Chinese electric vehicles, as well as broader trade tensions. The Chinese government created, just like Donald Trump did with IEEPA, to do his executive orders to create this false fentanyl issue, to actually put these tariffs in place. Doesn't get much better than that. Machiavellian at its best. So, Chinese government launched an anti-dumping investigation into Canadian canola, after Canada joined the U.S., because Canada and the U.S. for many decades has had an automobile pact. They're protecting their industry. Mexico's part of it. So when Canada joined the U.S. in tariffing Chinese EVs and those imports, understand both are symptoms of a larger trade dispute. The canola tariffs are not related to canola itself or other political issues, unrelated to trade. Instead, they are direct payback. I'm going to say it again. They are direct payback for Canadian actions on Chinese EVs in tandem with the United States to protect our industry that's been a coordinated industry for many decades. This is confirmed by multiple reputable news sources and official trade analysis. So I'm going back to the main screen. Premier Mo, urging Ottawa to remove tariffs on Chinese EVs makes no sense. It's the dumbest friggin' thing that they could do. Like, are they out to lunch? Do they not understand how the North American economy has worked for many decades? Are they that ignorant? You know, Daniel Smith spent a lot of time in the States with Donald Trump, Mr. Wonderful, Kevin's spaced out. I know I shouldn't say that, but Mr. Wonderful, he only cares about money. Trump only cares about money and himself. So, the issues at hand are much deeper than you think. And why the United States, under Donald Trump, has decided that a $3.5 billion trade relation with the Russian leader Putin is more important than trillions of dollars of trade between Canada, Mexico, and the U.S. over many decades. Like, he's obviously got something going on there that's beyond what is appropriate, doesn't serve his people, doesn't serve the North American continent, does not serve geopolitical trade with what he's doing with tariffs. That is a move that goes back to the 1800s and the early 1930s under Hoover. It was a mistake then. To take the past and apply it to the present is a mistake. You're not going to fix the present if you keep applying what didn't work in the past to the present. Makes no sense for anybody. So we're going to cut this out. Thanks for watching. Questions, comments, throw in the comments section. Love and peace to everyone. Take care. Talk to you all soon. Ciao.